What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires, and as it turns out, the Sony CinemaCon panel did not disappoint. Not only did they let us know that the final installment of the Spider-Verse is coming on June 4th, 2027, but we did get the highly anticipated Spider-Man 4 official update. They revealed the title, Destin Daniel Cretton, the director, spoke on stage. We're going to break it all down, the title reveal, what it means for the upcoming Spider-Man 4, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, guys, we've been growing at a breakneck pace. Thank you to everyone who subscribed in the last couple of months, and if you haven't already, I just kindly invite you to do so. It's the #1 thing you can do to support us as content creators, plus it'll enter you for the giveaways. We'll get into that stuff at the end of the video. Okay, so as officially revealed by Sony at CinemaCon this evening, Spider-Man 4 will officially be named Spider-Man Brand New Day, exclusively in movie theaters July 31st, 2026. Its official billing also has it starring Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Sadie Sink. So all those rumors about Zendaya possibly not being in this one, not true. And while Sadie Sink may be cast as a new love interest from Tom Holland, we know somehow, in some way, even though the spell has it so they don't remember each other, Zendaya will be in this movie. Now, obviously, because they haven't started rolling film on this, there was no teaser or footage to show, and they did have the director, again, Destin Daniel Cretton, out on stage. That's the guy who directed Shang-Chi. He's helming this movie. And outside of the industry insider confirmation that Sadie Sink was joining the film before the Hollywood trades got around to confirming it last week, we really don't know much about where this film's direction is going. Now, I will issue the lightest of spoiler warning because we've had a lot in the way of rumors or industry insider updates, including that there is a female villain that was listed on the casting grid. There was also 2 other roles, one of which really looked like Harry Osborn. But the casting grid that had Sadie Sink confirmed for it certainly read like MJ, although that's not confirmed. Obviously, that's Zendaya's role. This would be Mary Jane. And for the female villain, they were looking for a female in her 30s to 50s. And weeks before, Daniel RPK had tweeted out a picture in regards to the scoop of Spider-Queen. Now, we covered her here at the channel, but that is not the news as of late. And again, another spoiler warning if you don't want to wade deeper into this video for what the industry insiders are saying are going on. But the guy who broke that Sadie Sink might be joining Marvel, although he had her as Jean Grey, is the same guy who nailed Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom 2 months early. That's Jeff Snyder. He recently indicated that real likely the villain in Spider-Man 4 is actually Spider-Man's very first villain, the Chameleon, although they wouldn't call him that because he was already in Kraven. Now, I find that really hard to believe, also because we sort of know that there is a contractual thing about Sony using villains and them not being able to show up in Marvel and vice versa. So I sort of find that hard to believe, but also you could see where that would actually be a great way to work in a lot of villains and a lot of different characters, as obviously he would take on all of those identities and it would pay homage again to one of the original Rogues Gallery Spider-Man villains, one that's never been done. Now, this obviously hasn't been confirmed. This is coming from Jeff Snyder, but his sources definitely have hit on the head very often here recently, and this is what he's saying is going to be the villain of the film. But that wasn't all. The latest rumors say that this film, Spider-Man 4, will actually take place simultaneously or running parallel to the events of Avengers Doomsday, and that might have something to do with Tom Holland's absence from the film. Now, I don't know if I believe all that, because I think Marvel Studios knows that having Tom Holland's Spider-Man in Avengers 5, where it had already been rumored he would play a huge role in both of these films, I think they're not going to miss the opportunity to get him involved, and it's very likely in Avengers Secret Wars we'll see all 3 of the Spider-Men, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, back. But there are rumors that he'll be so busy filming with the Odyssey and Spider-Man 4 this year that he just will not be able to make it to the set of Doomsday, and instead, Spider-Man 4 will be set during the very same time. To me, if there's any truth in that at all, that spells a villain of Dr. Doom, or at least them using some of the real estate in Spider-Man 4 to develop the Doomsday storyline, focus some of the film on Doom. So it would be interesting to see how any other villain, be it Spider-Queen or the Chameleon, would work into the landscape of what should be going on during Doomsday, but it would also help explain why this would still be set in New York and pre-Battleworld, because once we get to the end of Doomsday, and if Doom is in any way successful, the landscape of the entire MCU, of the entire multiverse, will be in such shambles, and I think that makes it a lot easier on Spider-Man 4 to be pre-Battleworld pre the end of Doomsday rather than try to work them in between, because then obviously every single detail, the setting, everything is dictated by whatever happens at the end of Doomsday. Now, speaking of which, and according to the same industry insider, they still haven't finished the Avengers Doomsday script, and you have to imagine that's sort of the holdup for Spider-Man 4 and Secret Wars and anything else coming that has to work around this until they know some of their chess pieces, where they'll start and where they'll end. I'm sure the writers on Spider-Man 4 have been patiently waiting for updates for specific details about how to work this all out, and honestly, this news now about it being pre-Battleworld makes that so much easier on the writers. I strongly believe that that's the case. Now, I don't think it means that he won't be somewhat in Doomsday, but then again, I wouldn't totally be shocked, because at some rate, not every character is even going to have time for dialogue, let alone being in the film. There are a lot of other characters to get to. I just find it so hard to believe that in this, one of the biggest films ever, Spider-Man wouldn't be included. Still, we saw the first round of announcements, and it looked pretty clearly like they're setting up an X-Men vs. Avengers. Maybe there's no room for Spider-Man in the midst of all that. Now, what I will say is that even though they've broken the trend of using home in the title and it's Brand New Day now, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that's been a fan logo floating around on the internet for a while, they went back to the original color scheme of yellow, red, and blue from the original Homecoming logo. So there is a bit of sort of circular, if you want to call it, imagery there. Still, I'm really glad they broke that title down, and the place that they left Peter Parker in the end of Spider-Man No Way Home definitely made it feel like this is exactly the type of feel and vibe that we would get going into the next film. Now that we find out most likely it's pre-Battleworld and maybe even the first Spider-Man villain and Chameleon, it's really feeling like old school Spidey all over again. And if they throw in a Mary Jane and then a couple of Osborns, man, we'll be right there. You guys let me know all your thoughts though down below. Are you liking all this? Do you like the title? What are you thinking about the film and the fact that Zendaya is in it? What does that mean for Sadie Sink playing Mary Jane or a different quote-unquote love interest? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel for every Marvel drop this year. There's already been a ton, and there are so many left in 2025. All you got to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen when there is one, so please be safe and vigilant on my channel, really any channel on YouTube. If you should get some spam comment claiming you won a prize, just report it directly to YouTube. They are very good about deleting those accounts. You're doing everyone all over the platform a service. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me with original music on all platforms under the name Allfires. And in fact, I actually have a brand new single that's going to drop about a half hour after this video goes live. It's going live on April 1st. Yes, I realize it's April Fool's Day. It's just the only date that my label had open to slot this release. It's with my homie KJ Saga. Some of you may be familiar with him from Pendulum. That track, Ignite, drops at midnight. Check it out. I would sincerely appreciate it. If not, no worries. Thanks for checking this video out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.